Hello, this is Vidyanag. Hope you're able to see me and hear me. If you can see me, hear me, those who are there, welcome to this evening session which has been planned. And I hope you will stay with me for the next 60 to 70, 80 minutes. And the entire thing will be recorded and post also. You can watch this whenever you want. I welcome all those of you who have joined now. And if you are there, just message me whether you can hear me or see me clearly, or is there any problems, anything. You can text or message in the comment box, and I will be able to watch or view that. Vidyanag's communication style training is live. Thank you for those of you who took time and been here. And some of you have messaged me that you will not be able to come for today's session, but you would love to watch the YouTube recording later on. That's fine with me, but those of you who have come, I once again thank you and welcome you on board. So I wanted somebody to text me to let me know whether you can hear my voice and you can see me properly and clearly. Can you hear me and see me properly? Anyone can type down there if you're able to hear me and see me properly. Okay, thank you, Sunita. Thank you, Kiran. Good evening, very good evening. Yeah, if you can see me and hear me properly, I think it's time for us to start. Guru, thank you for being here. Kiran Kumar, yeah, thank you for that again. And anytime you can chat me. Yes, you cannot speak to me, but you can always chat with me on this special episode of Communication Styles. I will be there with you for next 40, 50, 60, 70 minutes depending on how the flow goes. And please remember, thank you, Mr. Mukund sir. Thank you for joining. I'm honored for your presence. Thank you. And I hope the voice is clear and the picture quality is clear. This is YouTube Live. Thank you, Bhatt sir. Thank you. Very good. And I will be asking you a few questions onto the entire program. And if you are able to answer that, yes, great. Otherwise, we'll take it. Let's keep it a little more interactive so that you don't get bored. And I don't want this to be a continuous one way. Piali, thank you. Thank you. And thanks for being there. And it's a Friday evening. I know all of you, though we are in lockdown in Bangalore, I hope all of you are staying safe at home and trying to kick out the corona outside by not going outside. If you stay indoors, we will be able to win against this dreadful disease. Suresh sir, thank you. Happy evening. Happy evening. Suresh, thank you and happy evening. Thanks for connecting and being there. And those of you who have not subscribe to my channel, you can all subscribe and like it. And my bell says it's 6 o'clock and we will start now, bang on. So good evening to all of you. And today we are all in the midst of this virus and lockdown and all those things, but this will go away, and I'm sure this virus thing or everything will go away. It's only a question of time, and post that we'll all have to go out and be with our people, network with people, talk to people, and whatever we are doing, whether it's a business or a career or a college or a studies, we'll all have to mingle with people and be there. Now, that is where your communication style comes into the picture, my dear friends. Communication style is very, very important. So it's very important, and this is going to help you when you are especially amongst people. And when you are amongst people, whether you are doing your business or whether you are doing your career, this is something which is going to help you. Namaskara sir, Madhusudan Bidi, thank you for joining, and I am very happy that you are able to make it for this YouTube live channel. And I'm really sorry. Welcome again. When I get a call, I don't know how this reacts, but again, I am back. I hope all of you can see. Sorry for requesting you again and again, so that I need to get a clarity whether you are able to see me properly and hear me. Now, so communication style is very important. Before I go to this, I would like to tell you a small story. I will be telling you 5 stories today, which relates to communication style, which relates to your personality development, which relates to success or goals or whatever you would like to achieve. Okay. Now the first story goes like this. A common story which you might have heard about. Okay. So there was an old couple, a husband and wife at home, and the old couple, the husband had a feeling that the wife had some hearing problem, and he could not take it up with his wife because of the old age. She might feel bad and all those things, but he wanted to help her and he cared for this wife. And he went to his doctor and told the doctor, doctor, my wife looks like she's having a hearing problem. She cannot hear. And what is the solution? The doctor said, first of all, find out whether she has got a hearing problem. Now, how do you do that? You stand 20 meters away and ask her something casually, talk to her in whatever normal talks, and then keep going near and see when she will be able to respond to you. So what the husband does is, the old gentleman, he stands away and says something to his wife, like, what have you cooked today? And then he doesn't get a response. Then he goes a little more closer and then asks her, what have you cooked? Same question. No response. And third, he goes further near and says, what have you cooked? Still no response. And then he finally decides that she has a hearing problem and goes closer to her, stands very close to her and tells her the same question. What have you cooked for today? The response is, she says, how many times should I tell you? Last 5 times I have been telling you what I have cooked, and now again you are coming and asking. Now what is the moral of this story? The moral of this story is very simple, my dear friends. The husband had hearing problems, not the wife. Many times we think somebody else is a problem, and that's why they are not able to hear me or talk to me properly, or when I talk they don't respond properly. But the problem is, you may be having a problem in you. So that is something which I wanted to drive with this story. So hope you enjoyed the story. Did you like the story? You can chat and tell me if you had liked the story. Yes, no, husband and wife story, where husband thought the wife had a problem, and the actual problem with the husband himself. And we don't know most of the times about this. Okay, thanks Guru for that. So if you want to know your communication style, what you should do, there are different types of communication style. We'll get into that. Okay. So before that, communication is the key thing. If you are there in our group, you would be seeing me talking about a lot of times about communication skills. The reason why I do that is because for everything, communication is the answer. You want to become successful? Master communication skills. You want to earn a lot of money? Master communication skills. You want to grow in your career? Master communication skills. You want to be happy with somebody in your life? Master communication skills. You want to get something done from somebody who is not good with you? Master communication skills. If you want to stay happy? Master communication skills. If you want to get the best things to your life? Master communication skills. So communication is the key for everything, for your problems as well as your success. For both of the things, it's communication skill. And that's the reason why I always say talk matters. Expert talk really matters. So let me ask you a question. How many of you would like to become successful in your life? My favorite question, which I keep asking. I know I cannot see you, otherwise I'd asked you to raise your hand, but I would like to ask you and ask you to chat. How many of you would like to become successful in your life? Okay. Mr. Mukund, who is already successful, still wants to be successful. Anybody else who would like to become successful in your life? Sunita, yes. Preeti, yes. Guru, yes. He raised his hand. Now, Suresh, yes. Now, my simple question to you. If you want to become successful, what is that you need to have as an main four ingredients? I know a lot of things, but if you want to remain successful, yes sir, if you want to remain successful, you need to have something in you. Now what is that? I would like to ask you, what is the four minimum ingredients you need to have to become successful or to stay successful or to grow? You may be anybody, you may be a student, you may be a businessman, you may be a master in something, but you need to have four ingredients to continue to become successful. Can somebody quickly tell me what is that? Chat something. Four ingredients to become successful. And I would like to know what is that. Persistence, trust, willpower. Okay. Thanks for those of you who gave me that answers, but I would like to tell you here, this is a major problem with many people. Okay, trust and communication and efforts, knowledge, health, peace, confidence, debt free. And I love that answer. But definition of success, Praveen is trying to type something. Okay, now I'm not saying whatever you have typed there, yes, it's all right and good and all those things, but there are two things, according to me, which I've also written in my book also on this. There are two things which we know we need to have to become successful, and the second thing is which we don't know. That's what I call known and unknown. So these are the known factors. Anybody and everybody you ask, even a 9th standard boy or a girl or a 10th standard boy or a girl, he says all these things to become successful. I need to be having the confidence, persistence, willpower, hard work, all those things. I mean, definitely yes, all these things are required, and these are all the known things. The problem with all of us is, we know we need all these things, and most of us are having all these things. Most of us are hardworking, most of us are persistent, most of us are committed to what we do. But why we are still struggling? If you think you are not successful, the reason why you asked, when I asked you the question, you want to become successful, told me that you are still not successful, or you want more success, you want more money, you want more fame, you want more whatever in life. Now, we have this known, of course, except for one or two, they are debt free and other things. Okay, so to get there, somebody said communication. Now, the unknown things are, if you have the willpower, it doesn't help you unless you can get up, go and talk to somebody and get what you want. There is an old saying, even a just born baby will not get the milk unless it cries. So to get anything in life, it's not just enough if we are having willpower. It's not just enough if we have the dedication or persistence or hard work. No, it's not enough. You'll have to get up and go and ask in whatever way you think you can. And for that, you need to have communication skills. That is the first and foremost thing according to me. And if you have communication skills, if you master communication skills, if you know how to talk to people, then everything falls in place. And I have been doing communication skills and all the other life skills required from the past 30 plus years, and that's helping me a lot. And I've seen a lot of people in this. I've spoken to many people. I have not done any other business in my life. Maybe I have worked for some few MNCs for 10-15 years, and after that I am on my own. And I am not a heavy qualified person. Most of you, I think, if you don't know, I am a BCom graduate, and that's it. From a remote place in Karnataka in Bellary. I am not a IIT alumni or IIM. Not that they are not good, they are excellent. But I am not from one of their institutions. Okay? So, and how did I get to this place of wherever I am today is just because I mastered this communication skills. Along with whatever skills you said. Now that has helped me grow in my life. That has helped me get a lot of good network. Like all of you are my good friends. And wherever I go, people love to talk to me. They give me whenever I meet them. Okay. So how did this happen is because of my communication skills. Right? Do you all agree on this? And how far is the training? Do you like it? Is it boring? Or give me some answers. So far, how are you feeling this session? Thank you, sir. So the problem with YouTube Live is that I cannot share anything like PPTs, or I cannot share some videos and all that. So it's a plain talk. So there's a reason why I selected this particular platform to reach out to all of you is because I'm not using any aids and I will be still trying to engage you interestingly. And that depends on how I talk and how I interact with you and how I keep you going. So I don't have any aids. I don't have a PPT. I don't have a stage. I don't have anything except my talk. I need to keep all of you interesting. Otherwise, most of you will leave. I will be talking to only myself here. Okay. So communication skills, biggest challenge is you should talk to people and win them. So communication skill has got a lot of things, and that's the reason that's the topic of today, communication style. And apart from communication, according to me, the other 3 ingredients what you must have is you should know how to manage your time. 24 hours is very huge. God has given only 2 things according to me. I keep telling in my trainings. Devru erade namik kottirodu. One is without any impartiality, without any partiality, without anything, anybody asking if you are a human being on this earth, God has given you 24 hours in one day. And the brain, you are not born intelligent, you are not born dull. ನೀವು ದಡ್ರಾಗುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ, ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಾಗುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ. As you grow, it depends on how much of this you are going to use. You become intelligent or dull. It's up to you. Okay, so God has given equally everybody, whether you are the richest person in this world or the poorest person in this world, or anybody has got the same brains and has got 24 hours in a day. And if you know how to use these 2 things, success will automatically come to you. Master communication, time management. You need to know how to manage your 24 hours, whether we are in lockdown or whether not in lockdown, or whether you are a student or whether you are a businessman. How are you going to use this 24 hours? That's the key. So time management is very, very important. In my time management video in my channel, I already showcased that, and I repeat it again here. If you know your manufacturing date, that is your date of birth, the reason why you need to manage 24 hours is very, very simple. You don't know when is your expiry date. The entire universe, whatever product you take, has an expiry date, including human beings. But the problem or the difference is that a product will have printed expiry date, but humans do not have printed expiry date. We are seeing around us in this situation, very unfortunate situation of COVID, that many people, young people, are not there with us anymore. It's a very, very sad situation there. So you never know. I'm not trying to scare you, my dear friends. All of you are hale and healthy and you will live for minimum of 80, 100 years, and I want all of you to call me for your 75th birthday. I will come, wherever it is, wherever you celebrate. How many of you will call me for your 75th birthday? Yes, no? You need to invite me for your 75th birthday. I will come and attend that. How many of you will invite me? Thanks, Guru. I know you will invite me. And Preeti, thank you. Yes, sir. I will definitely attend your 75th birthday wherever you. Thank you, Kiran. Now the idea is, thank you, Suresh. The idea is very simple, my dear friends. Most of us will live long, but yes, I will be there. And once again, let me tell you, my dear friends, it does not stop you from inviting me for your next birthday. I will come for your next birthday also next year. But don't forget 75th birthday to invite me. Now, what I'm saying is this is the confidence, and if you manage your time, and some of the books also recommend that you should plan your 75th birthday today, whatever is your age. Now, how do you plan? You should make a list of how many people you are going to invite your 75th birthday, which means that you need to work now towards that list of invitations. As simple as that. So you manage your 24 hours. Today, what did I do? Tomorrow, what I can do? This is a very important ingredient to become successful. Most of the people who become successful use this effectively. Communication with time management. And the third and important thing is interpersonal skills, which is again how to deal with your near and dear ones, your team, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your children, your friends, your colleagues, your customers, those whom you meet every day in and day out. And that's the challenging part. Most of the difficulties or most of the fights happen with our near and dear ones. So that's another ingredient which you must master, interpersonal skills. And the last one is creativity skills. Today, a lot of us are sitting at home. We don't know what to do. A lot of youngsters are not getting jobs. Some youngsters are getting jobs. And today, I spoke to two of my students, and they give me excellent news. They both have got a job which is getting them more than 40,000 rupees per month. And I was very, very happy for them. Today, two of my students who have mastered public speaking skills, one of them is Abhishek, who is also a CEO of his own small company called Rich Living Mastery. And he is there with me for the last 3, 4, 5 years. And today he has landed a job and he has still not completed his college. He is writing his exams. And he has got a job from one of the big companies. He just now called me and told me that, and I was very, very happy. So, creativity, and a lot of students are finding it difficult to get a job because of the pandemic situation. I understand. Now, this is very important. How creative are you? Most of the businesses are not running the way it used to run, and including me. I have come to this. I am trying to reach out to people in whichever way I can, whether it is a training like this or daily messages like how you are receiving. And by the way, all of you are receiving good messages every day. Are you enjoying that? Chat and let me know. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And so these are the 4 ingredients: creativity, time management, interpersonal skills, and communication skills. So these are the 4 ingredients. And today I'll focus only on communication skills. I'll not take much of your time. I'll try to leave you early because we are in touch for the next 1 year, my dear friends. And believe me, I'll give you a hoard of information which will definitely help you. I want to see all of you become successful because that is my obsession. I want to see people successful, and I will automatically grow if people are successful. So that is my objective. And communication style. So I also told, or if you have seen my posters which I had sent to you, there is one word called Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud is a guy or a person who is not there with us now, but is one of the oldest person who started looking at personality development. Now, what is personality development? Personality development, according to me, is not about personality development to me is not about what you wear, how you look, your 6 packs. Now, that's a part of personality. If you're looking good, it's fine. If you have a 6 pack, it's wonderful. But if you're wearing a nice dress, that's great, but that is not personality alone. Most of us know this. So then Sigmund Freud did a lot of research. In 1900, he has published a book on dream also. Now he comes with his own theory of personality development where he gives 3 theories, and he says personality is about something which comes with us. from our childhood. Okay, so he gives three theories. I had posted something about this, and for those of you who joined me new, I'll repost it if you want. So his theory says is there are three types of people who fall in three categories. One is ID, that is id. The second one is ego, and the third one is super ego. Now, what is id, ego, and super ego? How do you classify? You are there in one of this. Your personality is either ID or ego or super ego, and this is Sigmund Freud's theory, my dear friends. Okay. If you go and Google Sigmund Freud, you will find very interesting ways how he has done and how he has studied, researched about personality development. He has gone very deep. And our Hindu Puranas and Vedas also have spoken a lot about what he has spoken. And we can all, great people, all these people are great. And they have packaged it well and put it in the books for all people to understand. Now the ID personality is a very, how do I say, ID personality is a personality where you don't care for others, but you care for your own pleasures. When you go to some place, it is your pleasure is more important for you than others' pleasure. It is not that you want to harm them or you want to trouble them or something like that, but it is very simple. If I go to some place, what is that I get? That is ID personality. Whatever work you do, you will do with that simple thing. What is that I get here? If I go and meet somebody, what is that I am going to get? Or let's say, if there is a sweet in your house, prepared by your mother or somebody, very nice sweet, and your portion is given to you, and there is other portion which is given to your brother or sister or somebody, and they are not yet eaten, and you finish your portion, and then go and put your hand into their portion and eat it, knowing fully well it is not yours, but you like that pleasure. Analogy for id personality. Your pleasure is more important than others' pleasure. It's okay. It's not that you really want to harm them or mosa madbeku antalla, but for you, what is important is my pleasure. That's id personality. The second, before I come to the second, that is ego, I'll go to the super ego. Now, what is super ego? Super ego is mostly like a disciplined personality, the military personality. In the id, supposing say if you have set up an alarm at 4 o'clock in the early morning, the alarm begins to wake you up, but you get up and switch off or snooze it and go back to sleep. That is id personality. Your pleasure at that time is more important. Now the super ego personality is more of traditional, more of seeing things in the right perspective. 4 o'clock alarm rings, he gets up because he wanted to get up, and not only that, he thinks that it is good for others also to get up at 4 o'clock, and he is trying to wake others also, and that's the kind of personality. Is super ego. Like, it's not your pleasure, but your intent and other things is what matters. So that is super ego. You are well disciplined, or if you think something you have to do, you will try to go and do that, come what may, and you are focused, and that's super ego. Now the in between these two things is ego. Ego actually in today's generation, ego is something which we think is bad. It's not. Hyper ego is bad. Ego is good. So if you have this third type of personality, you will be in between these two things. Before you take a decision, you will think twice or thrice. A little ego is always desirable. And ego actually helps you decide between these two things. My pleasure versus a strict I need to do. If you are in between this, and that's the right personality which you should be in, you have to find out what is your personality. What is, whether you are there for your pleasure. Like if you take up a task, like for example, let us say if you want to lose your weight and start thinking of doing a gym or exercise or something, You start for some days, you are very interested, you do it, and then you stop at midway. That means you are in the id personality. I mean, one example I am giving you. This doesn't not only this will not help you decide your id. At the same time, come what may, even if you have a greatest meeting, you still have to complete your exercise in the morning and reading newspapers and whatever. And if you still want to do that, irrespective of how busy are you or uh, how it is important for the day, and then you are in that third personality. In between, okay, you will take a call on what you should do and how you should do. I will post some excellent videos on this if you are more interested on my daily sessions for you. You can go through this, it will explain to you more on Sigmund Freud theory. How is it going till now? How many of you understood these three things? Id, ego, superego. And as per Sigmund Freud and according to me also, you need to have that ego personality. Yes, we might fluctuate, but we will be in one of these personalities dominantly, and there will be other not so dominant personality with us. We cannot be in all the three spaces, definitely not. Either we are here or there, or we are dominantly here and sometimes there, but not in the three personalities. So sometimes in live session we will have a very interesting discussion with a lot of games and other things. So far how it is going. If you are listening to me, it is getting recorded. You can always come back and take this forward. Thank you, sir. So all of you, one clap in the chat will help me get my motivation. Thank you. Thank you. So we are already 32 minutes into this session. And you see, if you are interested, if you are listening to me, what it tells me is that my communication skill is good. So if your communication skill is good, say today I'm not using any of the aids, and the reason why I chose YouTube is only because of that. If I can keep you interested for 30 to 40 or 50 or 1 hour, whatever time in my live programs, I keep people interested for 7, 8, 10 hours. Some of you have already attended my training, and that will be very, very interesting, and you will not know how the time passed also. So that is the power of communication. So you can make friends with communication, with your personality, or you can make enemies with your communication and your personality. Time for another story. Are you ready to listen to a story from me? Thank you, thank you, thank you for the claps. Okay, so the story goes like this. A guy went to the greatest man, Socrates, and asked him the same question which I asked you. I want to become successful. How do I get it? Some of you might have heard this story. Now Socrates said, okay, you want to become successful? No problem. Come, let's go for a walk. Thank you, Kiran, for the 3 claps. Then Socrates takes this person who came to him and said, I want to become successful. I am trying, but I am not getting there. Then this person says, okay, come with me for a walk, and they both go for a walk. And as they go for a walk, there is a river, and they go to the river, and surprisingly they don't stop there. Socrates doesn't stop. He says, okay, let's walk into the river, meaning inside the river. Nadi Valgadage. So they both keep walking into the river, and as they keep walking, the water level comes to their neck level. And the other guy is surprised. What is this fellow? I asked him how to become successful. He is bringing me into the water, and we are trying to almost drowning ourselves. Then suddenly Socrates lifts his hand and pushes the other person's head inside the water. He keeps him there. And this fellow, suddenly it happened, push. He's struggling for breath. He's struggling under the water, and Socrates is not letting him. After some struggle of 1, 2, whatever number of minutes, and almost he is gasping for breath, and this guy puts him up, and he takes the breath. Now he is very angry and asks Socrates, why did you do this to me? Then he says, when you are underwater, what was the one thing you wanted? Did you want money when you're underwater? He says no. Do you want did you want a BMW car when you're underwater struggling for breath? He says no. Did you want a lot of gold and diamonds when you're underwater gasping for breath? He says no. Then what that you wanted? I could have given any one of them if you had asked me. Then he says, no, I didn't want any of those. I wanted air badly. I wanted to live. That is the only thing I wanted when I was under the water gasping for breath. Then Socrates says, with a smile on his face, my dear friend, if you want success, you should want it the way you wanted breath when you are under the water. And only then it will come to you. How badly you want it. If you want to make money, so much after that, legally. If you want to become popular or famous or whatever way, you have to know your goals. That's the first thing. If you want that, if you really want that, then you should want it the way the person wanted breath when he was underwater. Only then it comes to you. So, I started off with success, so I ended with a success story. Before I go to the next and last part of this program, which is communication styles. How do you know your communication style? I'll also give you, there are 5 different types of communication, and I'll then come back and tell you another 2 stories and then we'll end it. I am obsessed with one book which I read in my early days about 25 years back, which is called Count Your Chickens Before They Hatch. Count Your Chickens Before They Hatch. How many of you have heard about this book? Count Your Chickens Before They Hatch. If you have heard about that book, it's by Arindam Chaudhary, a great author. And yes, sir, thank you for that. Mukund sir has heard about it. Now, if you have read it, it's one of the greatest books. And in that book, there is one small communication styles which is elaborately mentioned there. Yeah, Praveen, thank you for that. You should read this book. I highly recommend this book for people to read. Count Your Chickens Before They Hatch by Arindam Chaudhary. And in that book, there are 5 types, and most of the authors directly, indirectly refer to these 5 types in different names. I have also done a lot of research and my own things which I have put there, and I keep training people on these 5 types of personalities, and this is very interesting. You must listen. Okay. So the 5 types of the personality which he says in that particular book, and which I also have done my own research on these types and found that most of us are either into one of these 5 types. And I'll give an example and also ask you some questions, and you will be clearly. There are 5 types. The first one, if you want to write it down, you can write it down somewhere. If you want to note it down or if you want to record it, the first one is flamboyant. How many of you know the meaning of flamboyant? Flamboyant style of communication. What is the meaning of the word, English word flamboyant? Anybody know there? You can chat. If you don't know, it's okay. Nothing, no problem. Flamboyant. What is the meaning of flamboyant? Yeah, the meaning of flamboyant is not fluent. I would say it is expressive. Expressive. Meaning, if your communication style is a flamboyant communication style, you are very, very expressive in nature. Most of the people tell me I am flamboyant. For the simple reason, if you ask somebody, a flamboyant personality or a communication style, how will he ask you if he needs some glass of water? Can I have a glass of water? He will ask. He need not do this, but he will do this and ask, can I get a glass of water? So that's the personality. For whatever he uses his hands, He uses his expressions. Okay, action sudden dropout. I hope all of you are there. I'm really sorry for this interruption. It's actually nice thing that in summer we are feeling the summer showers, and hopefully today night will be cool for all of us. Are you all there? You can reconnect. If you just give me a minute, I will post it in the thing. Or okay, we'll continue. Whoever is there, because I don't want to again go away from here because of the connection problems. Anyway, it is going to get recorded. So, as I was telling you, yes, thank you, sir. So, if you are still there, glad. There was some problems, and I had to. I didn't do anything. It just got disconnected, and again it is coming back. I'm really sorry for that. There is a rain happening outside in JP Nagar at least. Thank you. So thank you back, and I'll continue. Now the flamboyant style of communication is something which we see with many people. They are very expressive. You ask them something, they are using their hands, their body, their eyes, their mouth, and they talk very expressively. You can find a lot of people in the popular personalities also. For example, can you give me some examples of a very expressive personality? Whether it is in the movie field or in the politicians or anybody for that matter, who is very expressive. Whenever they talk, think about it. Oh, voice is breaking. Okay. Yes, sir, I wanted to take his name. Modi is very expressive personality. How is the voice now? Is it okay? Clear? Are you all able to listen to me properly? Anybody having voice issues? Rajkumar is expressive. Yes. Preeti. Okay. It's clear to many people. One of you is finding there could be internet problems at your place. Kindly request you to check it out. So there are many people like in the erstwhile it could be Govinda, actor, Hindi movie actor Govinda. All these people are very expressive personality. They express and speak as they are speaking. So these people don't come to the talk directly. If you have some interaction with them, if you go to them and talk to them, they don't talk to them directly about. I'll come to that part later. Okay. So they how is the weather? How is the traffic? How is that? How is this? And then you talk to them whatever you talk to them. That's what they expect. So they're expressive. Okay. Now the second type of personality is the opposite of that, or not really opposite, but the aggressive style of personality. Everything, why is it happening? I want to know. They are very aggressive. They are not scolding you. They are not harsh, but that is how they talk. Aggressive feeling. When we have some friends, when they talk, we think they are scolding. No, they are not scolding, but they are aggressive in their personality, in their communication. They are very aggressive. They always bang their heads and talk. Why is this happening? You might have seen many people, especially in politicians. There are a lot of people. I will not take any names, but there are a lot of people who are very aggressive in their personality level. Their talk habit is like that. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you. So the aggressive personality, they are very aggressive in nature. Whenever they talk, some headmasters of school, some principals, some people are very aggressive. Right? So you can find a lot of people around us like that. That is their personality. That is, I'm not saying their personality here. I'm really very sorry. A small correction. The communication style. It's not the personality we are talking here. It is the communication style, the way they talk. I repeat, the personality, it's not personality, it is the communication style which I am referring to. The flamboyant style of communication, the aggressive style of communication, their personality can be different. A guy who is very aggressive can be very soft. Yes, Arnab Goswami falls in some other category. I'll come to that, Praveen. Okay? So this is aggressive personality. Aggressive communication style. I'm really very sorry. It's not the personality types, it is the communication style. The third one is polite. The way they talk is always like, they're very soft. They're very, very soft. They think 10 times to open their mouth and talk to somebody. They always think, why should I do this? What will somebody else think? Should I really open up and talk? Should I go to my boss and ask for something? Why should I ask? So they're very polite. Their talking style is a polite style of communication. We find many people around us, very politely they talk. Amitabh Bachchan in KBC. Not in the movie, not in Diwar, not in the other angry young man roles. But when he comes to KBC, he is very, very polite. When he is talking to the participants, आप कैसा है? ठीक है, पानी चाहिए? मैं बिठा दूँ आपको ऊपर? So he is very polite. And that is the style of personality he displays in that particular reality show. So I hope you are getting my point. Is it interesting? Anybody can type, is it interesting? Any one of you can chat and tell me whether it is interesting or not, so I can go ahead. Thank you, Guru. So, polite communication style. This is the third style. The fourth one is what? Yeah, Dravid. Yeah, the ad which is coming now shows that Dravid is a very aggressive style, but actually he is not. He is a very polite person. Kumble is a very polite person. Virat Kohli looks like a very aggressive communicator. Thank you, Preeti. Virat Kohli looks like he's a very aggressive communicator. Kumble, as we see him, is a very polite communicator. Dravid is a very polite communicator. If you are watching the TV, nowadays there is a Dravid ad coming which shows him as aggressive. It is not. They are showing the opposite of his personality, and that is the beauty of the ad, that they are catching the imagination of the people who are watching. So, the sky is very aggressive. Now it is shouting in thunders. After some time it will become polite by pouring some rain and making the things cool. Okay. So the third style is polite personality. You are right, Dravid, Kumble, Virat is an aggressive style. And the next style of communication is flamboyant, aggressive, polite, and then we come to diplomatic. A diplomatic communication style. What is that diplomatic? No problem, sir. You can leave. This will be there recording for you. You can always come back and catch on the remaining part. I understand you are there with me from 6 o'clock. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being here, Mr. Mukund Pandarangi. You will still receive a lot of updates on a daily basis, small updates. So thanks for being with me all this time. Hope you enjoyed whatever you listen. Yeah. This will be there for all of you to go through and come back. Thank you once again, sir. You can carry on. I understand you're a busy man. Then, diplomatic personality. What is diplomatic personality? It is a simple personality which is, they don't talk much. They talk to the point. If you ask them something, they give you the answers in yes or no or polite courtesies. If you are having a boss, or if somebody is there and if you have to enter their cabin, it's that you have to knock the door and ask, can I come in, sir? It is not mandatory, but they would like you to do that. They are diplomatic. Ask them something, they'll say yes or no answer or short answer. You ask them their name, they'll tell you your name. They will not ask you what is your name. They are diplomatic. You ask some people, what is your name? Oh, my name is Vidyanag. And that's it. They will not ask you. If you are expecting that they will ask me my name, they may not, because they are diplomatic. Okay? If they want, they will ask. Otherwise, they will not. I don't say politically. Diplomatic can be in any your VP can be diplomatic. Anybody can be diplomatic. Not necessarily politicians. not politically. It is their style of communicating. They don't want to talk more, as simple as that. It's a very deep subject. I am just giving you awareness. For giving awareness, it is taking me 1 hour. Imagine if I have to go into deep of all these things, which we will do. That's the reason why we are connected for 1 full year. So we will discuss all these things. So for now, hope you got the personality, the communication style, that is diplomatic style. The last one, stressing style of communication. What is the stressing style? Arnab Goswami, or mostly the journalists, they keep on stressing. India wants to know, the nation wants to know, why is government not doing anything? They want to stress on a particular thing. That is their personality. That is their communication style. So 5 styles of communication. We all fall into one of these styles. Either we are diplomatic, or we are aggressive, or we are flamboyant, or we are polite, or we are stressing. We may have other communication style, but that is not dominant. The dominant style will be one of these 5, and one more of these 5 could be your not so dominant communication style. So I will just give you one more example and finish, so that the clarity will be there. Now the other thing is that of all these 5, if you ask me which one is good, I would say nothing is good or bad here. It is your communication style. It is your communication style. Aggressive is good? No, it's not like that. Or polite is good, or flamboyancy is good? No. But what you should understand is, one is you should know your personality, whether you are flamboyant. How to know that? Very simple exercise I'll ask you. Go and ask your near and dear ones, probably in the family. You ask your mother, you explain them these 5, so you will remember that. But ask him, what do you think I am? They will tell you, because they have seen you from close for a long time. Ask your friends, they will tell you. And the majority is your personality. You ask 10 people, and if 10 people, out of 10 people, some 6 or 7 people say you are flamboyant, that means you are flamboyant. Because they would have seen you close. You should ask people whom you know very well only, not some strangers, not somebody whom you don't know. It could be your parents, it could be your close friends, it could be your colleagues who have seen you closely. That's one way of knowing which is your personality. Another way is there, which I will post it in my post to you. Okay? And that's one way. Now, your personality does not really matter. What is your personality? Forget it. Now, what does actually matters is your communication style. You should understand other person's communication style and then accordingly match it. For example, if you have a boss who is very flamboyant in his communication, if you have observed him and if you think that he is very expressive in nature, the way you talk to him should be similar or polite, then he will be interested. So if you go to a boss, don't go and talk to him about the topic or the subject directly. You say, oh boss, what's the weather? It's very hot today in Bangalore. He'll be, man, yeah, it's very hot. And then he will talk for 2 or 3 minutes for something, and then he will come to the actual topic of why you came for a discussion. Then he will be able to like you, that both of you will gel. If you talk to a flamboyant person and if you are also expressive, both match. And if you are flamboyant, if there is somebody aggressive, you may not be liking to talk to them. Simple examples I am giving you. So for example, I will take one example of, this will be very clear, my own example. Let's say you and one of your friends are there in an office or somewhere, and there is a pantry, canteen, and you both go to get a coffee or a chai or a tea. Okay? Now, when you go there, you find there is only 1 cup of coffee or tea there. Both of you have gone to pick up 2 cups, but there is only 1 cup of coffee there. Now, one of you are, let us say, if you are a flamboyant personality, how will you react to the situation? Both of you have gone to take coffee, but but there is only one cup. So if you are flamboyant, how do you say, oh, there is only one cup of coffee, would you like to take it? You are using your hands, you watch my hands. Oh, there is only one cup, there is only one cup of coffee, would you like to have it? Shall I take it? Why this happens? It's okay, you can drink or I can drink, there's only one cup. Now you see the entire body language is shown there. The entire expression is shown there. If it is a flamboyant personality. Now, the second type, aggressive, same situation. You both go to get a cup of tea or a coffee, and then you find there is only one cup of tea or coffee, and one of you are aggressive, or you are aggressive. So how would you react to the same situation? Even before he takes that cup, you will take that cup and say, sorry, and then walk away. You're not there to talk about one cup or two cup. Either you get it or he takes it. If he takes also, it's okay. You'll just give a look. It's okay. And then you'll come out. It's not that you want to be good or bad there. It is your way of speaking. Understand that. Okay. If you're aggressive, if you go in the situation which I told you, imaginary situation, the way you react will tell you your communication style. The third type, same situation, if both of you go, one of them is polite. What happens? Both of you go. You don't know there are one cup only. You think there are two cups, you both go there, but there is only one cup. Now if you are a polite communicator, how will you react? Ayyo, why did I come here? You take first, you take, pehle aap ho jayega. Because he thinks it's a crime, I should have not come here, there is only one cup. Ayyo, what he will think? All those things will start running in the polite communicator. Say the other diplomatic communicator, if there are only the same situation, if two of you go to take one cup of tea or coffee there, and after you go there you realize there is only one cup, diplomatically ask you, oh, there is only one cup, would you like to drink? No? Thank you. You will not even wait for your answer. The moment you say no, he will take it and go. And if you say no, I want to take it, he is okay with that. He'll say, okay, fine, thank you. No problem, and he will go away. Diplomatic. Either I take or you take, it's fine. The last part, stressing part, is what? Both of you go there, one of your stressing personality, communication style, and then you find there is only one cup of coffee or tea there, and then what will happen there? It's all about not who is taking. Now he starts blaming. Every time this happens, our pantry is not working properly. Whenever I come, last time also I came, there was only one cup. We should go and complain to somebody. This is a problem. And he'll start shouting at the guy who gives you one cup of coffee. The problem is important for him, not whether it is one cup or he drinks coffee or the other person drinks coffee. So you will be in one of these communication styles. Now, it's only a question of how do you match. If you know that somebody is aggressive, if you know somebody is polite, if you know somebody is flamboyant, if you know somebody is stressing, how do you react? That is the key. If you are an aggressive person, he would like to, if you have a boss who is aggressive or a customer who is aggressive, he would want only facts. You go and say, sir, you had given me this work, I have completed this work to this level, I sent you the email, I have put the Excel sheet there, and then you will say, fantastic, I will get back. Yes, sir. And then that was a reaction to Mr. Butt saying something there, and he will be happy. Aggressive people want only facts, and then they are not angry. They don't want extra talks. And if you have a boss who is polite, either you must be polite. You say, you don't talk to him very loudly. Don't say, hello boss, good morning. Then you'll say, oh, don't fall on me. He will not like you. Instead, you be soft while talking to him. Then he will start immediately liking you. If you have a diplomatic personality, you should be again very diplomatic. Whatever he asks, give the answer for that. Yes, no, courtesies, thank you, welcome, all these things are expected. And if there is a stressing personality, you should tell the problem 3 or 4 times so that he understand that you know the problem, right? He understand that you know the problem. So that is very, very important. If somebody say, if you think somebody is stressing, and before he tells you there is a problem, you say, I know this is a problem, I know there is a problem. Once or twice you tell him, then he thinks, oh, this guy understands what I want and he thinks like me. And that is exactly the communication style. I'll stop here, and I hope all of you got the message. But yes, there are a lot of more things to understand. I'll keep coming up live or posting you videos on this, very interesting videos. I will edit some videos, put certain things for you to understand more. 5 types of personality: flamboyant, aggressive, polite, diplomatic, and stressing. You are in one of these styles dominantly, 80, 90, 70%. The remaining percentage could be other type of personality. It's a very, very interesting. And so far, how was it? We are almost coming to close. If you are still there, say something on chat. Okay, so that was about the personality types, and I have told you I told you 2 stories. I'll end with one more story, and thank you, Kiran. I will tell you with final story, and then we'll say goodbye to both of us, and we'll again meet. And thank you, Preeti. You had a wonderful time. I really appreciate your time on this Friday weekend evening. We are all at home, and pandemic situation. And I will tell you one very interesting story which you might have heard or not, I don't know, but the very interesting story which requires a little bit of creative thinking for success and communication also. There was one girl, a young beautiful girl, okay, and they were very poor. Her father was very poor, okay. Thank you, Preeti, for that. But listen to the story, and then we will conclude. Okay. So then I'll ask you a few questions, or you can ask me any questions if you have in your mind. So I will try to answer that, and then we'll close for today. This story goes like this: there is a young girl, beautiful girl, and who is staying with her father, and they're very poor. And the father has taken some debts with a landlord. A landlord who is aged, very aggressive guy, okay, sorry, very aggressive guy. And one day the guy landlord who has given the debt to this poor person comes to him and says, either you pay all my debts back, or he's a cunning man. He says, if you cannot pay the debts to me, I would like to marry your daughter. He's a very cunning man, wicked man, so he comes and tells like this. So, hope you understood the story. Now, he says that, and then father pleads, no, don't do this, give some time and all those things. But then he says, okay, I will give you one solution. I'll give you one solution. I will take 2 stones. There are a lot of stones around there. Black and white stones are there, pebbles. Okay. He says, I will randomly pick 2 stones and keep in my bag. And I will pick one stone, and if that stone happens to be a black stone, you will have to give me your daughter in marriage. I will forego all your debts. But if it is a white stone, if I pick, then I will not marry your daughter, and also I will not ask you any more for my money. Tricky guy, wicked guy. I hope you understood the problem. He says, I will take 2 stones. There are only black and white stones lying around there. He says, I will pick 2 stones in my hand and one black and white and put in my bag. And later on, I will just, without saying, pick 1 stone. If the stone which I picked is black, you will have to give me your daughter in marriage. And if it is a white, you don't have to give me your daughter in marriage, and also your debts are lost. Now, as he is wicked, now what he does is he picks up 2 stones and purposefully he picks up 2 black stones and puts in the bag. And this girl from far away sees that. Now, my question to you is, if you have understood this, try to just think bit. If you are in the position of the girl, what would you have done? Whichever he picks, he will get back only. So there is no other way. The girl has to get married to him. They are caught in this fix. You understood the story? Any one of you? Yes, no? Very interesting story. Okay. Now the story goes like this. So the girl says, I will pick up the stone, and as per your rules only will do. She will not fight. She will not say no. She will not do anything, because she knows there are only 2 black stones there in that. Whichever she picks, she is the loser. She has to get married to a old man, a wicked man, a cunning man. So what she does is creativity. She thinks differently now, and she says, she knows there are 2 black stones because she has seen that. Now she picks up 1 stone and she by chance drops that stone before anybody sees. There are only white and black stones there. Now she says, well, I am very sorry, I misplaced it, I dropped it. Let us not worry about the stone which is dropped, but whatever is remaining is very important. And then they picks up remaining is black, so which means she picked up white. So she is happy, she is saved. I hope you got the story. I will put the story in words again for you to understand it more clearly. So the creativity, she saves just in the communication and thinking, and she saves her from a very, very bad situation. Pebble story. I will put the story for you, all of you to read this. Okay. So I come to the end of this communication style presentation. Sigmund Freud, we started id, ego and superego. I'll give you more information on that on a daily basis for you to read. I hope all of you enjoyed this. Almost more than an hour. Thank you for being with me. If you have not liked my channel or this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for being there with me and supporting me, and we'll continue to be there for the next 1 year or more. Remember that you will be inviting me for your 75th birthday and also your next birthday. Any questions you can ask me. Another 1 or 2 minutes, I will take up any questions. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Guru. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you, Guru. Thank you, Bhatt. Anyone else? Any questions? Okay, final question to all of you. How am I looking? Motivate me. Awesome and well. Thank you. Thank you, Sagarika. Lakshmi, thank you for saying it was interesting. I am really happy that you spent your valuable time here on this Friday evening. A lot of people are watching this, and some of you want to watch the recording. You are being messaging me. Thanks a lot. Thanks to all of you. We'll be in touch. Subscribe to my channel. Ask me any questions if I don't understood properly. Go back and re-look at this video. The link will be there, and we'll meet sometime. Stay safe. Stay happy. Stay happy at home. Don't go out. A very bad situation outside. Let's all pray for the end of this deadly pandemic. It will go away soon. God is helping us, all of us. So, thank you, one and all. Thank you for your valuable time.